Yo, what's up guys? So we got BTS Wings short film part 2, Lie. We just got done watching part 1, which was Begin. I absolutely love that masterpiece. It blew my mind. I feel like I nailed the theory, but I could have been wrong. There's a lot of stuff that I missed. I'm curious to see if the themes that were brought up in Begin part 1 will carry over into the rest of these short films. So let's just get into this. Here we go. Got little big hit bubbles. I love those big hit bubbles. They better never get rid of that.
My parents' house made up one rhythm. This rhythm was familiar to me in almost every way. Mother and father, love and strictness, model behavior, and school.
Part 2, Lie. Very different from Wings. Lie. See, I thought that was real for a second. It's just a picture. Yo, what up, Jimin? This is like a psychiatric evaluation. And now he's gone. Where did he go, though? Where are you? Where'd you go, Jimin? Yo, hospital bed, yo, because the thing with the trilogy, it's coming back. I knew it. Okay, so J-Hope isn't there this time. Yo, he just got shot. Okay, alright, what? No. Come on, don't inception me now. Left wanting. The pills would make sense. And now okay, nope, he seems like a little schizo, a little crazy here. I don't know what that means. Oh, at least he gets his vitamin C. Don't you smirk at me. He's like, yo, you're never gonna figure out this short film. You're never gonna okay, now he's pointing it at the, okay, alright. Alright, so that part, not gonna lie, that can, wait a minute. Oh, but wait, hold up. The apple. That's a bite. That's with the wings and the, okay, so there's gonna be 4. They just basically told us that there's gonna be 4 short films now. Alright, sorry for not like communicating what I was thinking during this, but there was so much just bombarding you that it was tough to just like spew out all my thoughts, plus I need a little bit of time to think about it. These are my thoughts on the short film. I think that the theme that was brought up in Wings carried over into the rest of these short films, at least it has in this one. 2 points don't make a pattern, so we'll have to wait until 3. So let's start with the title real quick. The title's super important. It's always giving you free hints, so you can just right off the bat look at that. Lie. Lie is basically setting the stage for the rest of the short film. It's defining a distinct reality between fiction and fact. I think that was why they started out with the scene of the forest, and then it backs up and you realize that the forest is actually just a picture. The nature was actually a fiction. So that's defining straight off the bat, yo, there's gonna be 2 realities here. There's gonna be 2 sort of dimensions, 2 states of being, and that's what he was struggling with. I don't think that this short film was necessarily chronological in the way that it was filmed. I'll get to that in a second. What I do know is that right after it backed off of that nature scene, you see him just sitting at like a table in a white room with a camera and like a hand there, and I think that that was some type of like psychological evaluation of some sort, or just like some type of, maybe even like a psychologist or a therapist. That's what it kind of felt like in that room. It was sort of like all the attention was on him and he was just sort of there not wanting to be there. It cuts to him being like super animated and whatnot, but on the inside I think he was pretty emotionless and dead. I think that the scene with like the camera in the white room and the table and him sitting there, that was the end result. I think that was reality. I think that was the only time in the short film where it was really something that was going on. I think he was physically there in that room. I think that the rest of the scenes that came later were kind of just explaining how he got there. I think that that was sort of just a journey, and they showed you the destination just right off the bat. So that like kind of messed with me in the beginning, but then it kind of like made sense. I'm gonna be honest, I was 100% confused until I saw the scene where he fell back immediately came into his reality, which was straight up Inception right there. That's how you fall out of a dream into reality, but he did it in reverse here. So Jimin falls down, he wakes up, and I think in a subconscious realm, I think what's happening in his mind, his fears, his thoughts, his struggles, everything that's going on subconsciously, that's what he's dealing with, much like with Wings, with what Jungkook was dealing with. So he's in a hospital bed, which immediately triggered, like, okay, we've seen sort of things like this before with like the hospital beds and whatnot. I remember J-Hope back in like, what was that, like during the trilogy with Run, I think. So immediately I get my first real clue that this might be about J-Hope and Jimin's struggle with that. I feel like that's sort of similar with the whole Wings thing, with Jungkook dealing with Suga's death. It shows pills in a cocktail glass, which were probably prescribed to him for a psychological illness, which would make sense here. And then right after that, they give us the key that unlocks the secrets for the rest of this short film. We see Jimin just swing his pillow into thin air. And I don't think he was just saying, screw oxygen. I think that he was thinking that J-Hope was there, but he isn't. He's gone. That's what he's trying to deal with. And the lie is that he's pretending that the reality is that he is there. That one scene of him swinging the pillow just shows us a brief glimpse of what's going on in his mind, and I think that's his confrontation of the past. The thing that these short films have in common is that it shows the main character confronting the past. So either way they're confronting it, but how they deal with it is different. In Wings, we saw Jungkook dealing with his past in a healthy way, the correct way, and ultimately the most difficult way, but the only way to actually get past what was going on, the only way to fly like a phoenix from the ashes, spreading its wings and getting past the past. But in this case, Jimin, we just saw it lead to despair. We saw it lead to just enslavement to the past, enslavement to the lie that he's created and the lie he's fabricated for himself and the lie that he's decided to believe because it's easier than confronting the past, confronting the truth. There was a lot of crazy cuts that happened in the middle, but I think the most important scene was the very end when he turns the camera focused at the painting, which represents living in the past. So you got Jungkook, who dealt with the painting, and he was about to change it. He was about to meet brush to canvas and change the past to fit a way that he would have liked better. He would almost have made a lie by altering the canvas, but he decided not to. He hesitated, he pulled back, and he dealt with the emotions, and he ultimately got freedom for that. But this guy decided to focus his entire attention, focus his view, focus his mindset on a fiction that he's created, on the painting, which was not reality. I don't think it's too complicated. I think it's relatively straightforward, and getting through Wings in the correct way, it actually sets the stage for the rest of these short films. I think it'll be a lot easier to sort of get through these and find the correct theories and disband any false theories when you have that foundation set. I might be one of the only people who think that like the BTS trilogy and then these short films, the whole point of them, I think they're actually pretty straightforward and simple. It's just a little tough to get through them at first and think, okay, what is the actual director and the writer, what are they trying to say? And once you figure that out, you can kind of extrapolate that and apply that to the rest of the videos and get a clear idea of what in the world is actually going on with these videos. I'm psyched, guys. I'm hyped. I love this. This is so great because it's like he's pulling a tame in here with this like interpretive dance moves and all these different scenes, and you're like, what in the world's going on? And it's like, bing! And then you finally figure it out and you're like, oh, alright, that actually makes a lot of sense. You guys have been blowing up my phone telling me that part 3 just came out, so we're gonna watch that right after this. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for requesting this short film series. Definitely leave all of your theories down below. I want to hear from you guys. I know there's a ton of stuff that I missed. I remember reading all of your comments in the Begin short film, and I was like, my mind was just blown at how in-depth you guys were at like dissecting all these small things that I never even picked up in the first place. I'm hyped for part 3. This is gonna be good. Alright, thank you again for watching. Definitely follow my Snapchat, my Twitter, and I will see you guys in part 3. Peace!